So Kandi Burruss has amended her motion where she filed in court for them to hold a hearing where they can establish a temporary schedule for parenting time and also set up some child support from Todd. So Kandi already knew the blogs were going to be all up in this because yesterday on her Instagram story, she posted this. So it seems that Kandi was still trying to take it light on Todd, saying she wants a peaceful separations, but the attorneys was like, ma'am, it's time to pull out some big guns. So we're going to get into the court filing, and I'm going to read the motion that was filed by Kandi and her attorney. Okay, so the document was e-filed on February 9th, 2026 in the Superior Court of Fulton County in the state of Georgia. And it reads, amended petitioner motion for a temporary hearing on parenting time and child support. Comes now petitioner K. Lanice Tucker, aka Kandi, and above styled action through the undersigned counsel and hereby files her amended motion for temporary hearing on parenting time and child support with like numbered paragraphs as follows. Petitioner filed her petition for divorce on November 21st, 2025 in Fulton County Superior Court. Petitioner filed her motion for a temporary hearing on parenting time and child support on January 8th, 2026, respectively. Number two, the parties are the biological parents of two minor children, A. Tucker, a male child born January 2016, and B. Tucker, a female child born November 2019, respectively. Number three, the respondent, who is Todd Tucker, does not support the needs and expenses of the minor children on a consistent basis. He does not contribute financially to the two children's private school tuition. He has not purchased a single uniform for either child, textbooks, supplies, or paid any enrollment fees to date. The children are enrolled in extracurricular activities that include jujitsu, chess club, basketball, Mandarin tutoring, English tutoring, and dance, respectively. The petitioner pays 100% of all fees and associated expenses for the children's extracurricular activities. So Kandi is paying for all that herself. The respondent, who is Todd, does not contribute financially to any of the aforementioned expenses on behalf of the children, leaving this responsibility solely on the petitioner, aka Kandi. Pause. That's crazy. That's absolutely mind blowing to me that Kandi is paying for all of those things regarding the children by her lonesome. And yes, I know Kandi is Big Bank Burris. I know her money is very long, but Todd also makes money. And so for him to not pay anything, say Kandi covered tuition, why is he not covering the tutoring? Or why is he not covering some of the extracurriculars? Number four, since the petitioner filed her petition for divorce on November 21st, 2025, the minor children have had two separate birthday parties. The respondent, aka they damn daddy, attended the parties despite the fact that he willfully refused to financially contribute to the expenses of the birthday parties for either child, despite the petitioner's request for financial assistance. So he didn't want to pay for their parties, but he wanted to attend the festivities. Number five, since the date of separation, the respondent has been residing in the petitioner's guest house. The property is a premarital asset acquired by the petitioner prior to marriage. During the time that the respondent has been residing in the detached guest house, he has not paid a single expense for the maintenance and upkeep of the home, to include utilities, gas, lawn care, water, pest control, or any fee associated with an alarm system on the property. Todd is over there having a time. He done turned this woman's guest house into his own personal bachelor pad, but he's not paying any rent, bills, or upkeep for the place. That's insane. Guess who else will be staying up in that guest house? Mama Joyce will be his new motherfucking roommate. Number 6, the respondent, aka Playboy Todd, has not made a single monetary contribution to the maintenance of the main house for which the party's 2 minor children reside. The respondent does not serve as primary custodian of the 2 children, despite the portrayals he has made in social and print media and through the legal pleadings that he and his counsel have filed in the pending divorce proceedings. The respondent has typically committed to driving the children to school and may participate in the children's bedtime routine on the nights that he decides to come home to the guest house. This has been the demonstrated conduct of the respondent since the parties separated and while the petitioner has been working on Broadway in New York. The only consistent parenting time that the respondent has held is to transport the 1 minor child to basketball practice weekly. Translation: Kandi said, fuck what y'all heard. This is what I know. This nigga is barely at home since we separated. And when he is here, he might just feel like helping putting these kids to bed. And he might drive them to school to get them up out the house. Other than that, he ain't doing shit. But him and his lawyers are on here requesting primary custody for the kids. For what? A check, in my opinion. Because Kandi said you don't do nothing for these kids, man. So that's strike 2 for Todd. Strike 1 was you not helping financially pay for your kids' education and for their extracurricular activities, but you don't even help out around the house either or help with the kids other than driving your son to basketball practice. But up here talking about Kandi can't be the primary parent because she's working out of town. Number 7, the petitioner, Kandi, a professional entertainer and reality television personality, has been employed on Broadway in New York City since November 2025 and will remain so until March of 2026. Despite her rehearsal and live show performances, schedules, petitioner consistently flies back home to exercise parenting time with the 2 minor children. The petitioner is not an absentee mother and never has been. She is away on a limited employment detail. On the days of the week that the petitioner is working in New York, she has arranged and pays for a caregiver for the children. The caregiver resides in the home on a full-time basis with the children, attends to the daily needs of the children, pick the children up from school daily, transport the children to activities and school when necessary, prepares meals for the children, assists with homework assignments, and prepares the children for the day and bedtime on a regular basis. The service and assistance of the caregiver is distinct from the respondent as he is often not home or chooses not to provide any contribution to the aforementioned needs of the children daily on a consistent basis. The respondent does not or has not ever paid the fees/costs of the caregiver at any point in time. He is a beneficiary of the services and assistance of the caregiver, yet has willfully refused to contribute financially to the service. My God, on today, what was Todd over there doing? He was over there one providing Kandi with nothing but dick and bubblegum, and he probably found the bubblegum in her purse. Number 8, it has been customary for both the petitioner and the respondent to travel for employment opportunities during the marriage and prior to and after the birth of both of the minor children. This Broadway appearance in New York is a limited engagement that concludes in March of 2026. While the petitioner has been appearing on Broadway, the respondent has been traveling internationally. Specifically, he has indulged in multiple trips to the Bahamas since the petitioner filed for divorce. The respondent disclosed to the petitioner that his travels to the Bahamas was based upon the fact that he was starting a business in the Bahamas. In consequence, it may also be argued that the respondent extended travel for work may be anticipated more so than the petitioner, hence also making it difficult or impossible for him to serve as a primary custodian of the two minor children, a role he has never held. So here Todd is in these court filings making it a big deal about Kandi traveling for work and being away on Broadway, but he also is traveling for work, according to him, if that's what he's really doing in the Bahamas. Also, Candy's Broadway show is wrapping up. It'll be over next month, but it seems like if he's going to be starting a business in the Bahamas, he has a lot of future travel. Number 9, at the time that the respondent has opted to travel domestically and internationally since November 21st, 2025, to date, he has done so on multiple occasions without providing adequate, timely notice to the petitioner. In fact, he traveled internationally during the month of December, intentionally missing the children's holiday school performances, knowing that the petitioner would be away working at that time in New York. Number 10, the respondent is also committed to domestic travel and most recently traveled to Breckenridge, Colorado. He also has a history of traveling to promote his films on promotional tours throughout the United States. Despite traveling for business, the personal benefits the respondent has failed to pay child support to the petitioner or pay any money towards any of the children's stated monthly and annual expenses to date. The petitioner has solely been covering all the financial support of the party's minor children. Number 11, the petitioner has served as the traditional caregiver for the children since their respective birth to date. Even while working in New York on this limited engagement, the petitioner continues to address the needs of the children by scheduling and attending doctor appointments, overseeing activity schedules, and satisfying all financial needs of the children. Number 12, the respondent, Todd, did not pay for or even facilitate the children's trip to New York for the 2025 Christmas holiday break. The petitioner, Kandi, paid for the flights for the children and caregiver without any assistance from the respondent, Todd. In fact, the respondent, Todd, did not even fly with the children from Atlanta to New York, nor did he remain in New York with the children the entire time that they were present with the petitioner. He flew in days later, contributing nothing financially to their travel accommodations. Not Todd in his motion trying to whine to the courts, making it seem like the children having to go see Kandi in New York was an inconvenience to him, basically saying that he didn't know about their travel arrangements until later. But now we're seeing here that, boy, you didn't even fly with them. Kandi arranged everything and paid for everything. So I love that she's stressing the fact that even though she's on her work trip, she still has to handle everything regarding the children. She even has to fly back to see them and take them to their doctor's appointments. She's not missing a beat while she's working, is what they're saying. But Todd, on the other hand, he's not even present when he's present. Number 13, petitioner desires that the respondent share the financial expenses of the children on an equal basis, 50-50. The petitioner desires to exercise parenting time with the minor children consistently without interference from the respondent. While the divorce proceedings have been pending before the court, the respondent will make attempts to use the children or threaten to restrict the petitioner's access to the children if she does not comply with his demands for a resolution of the matters. Therefore, court intervention is necessary to not only ensure that the respondent financially supports the children on a consistent basis, but that the petitioner is afforded consistent and peaceful parenting time with the children, not only on a daily basis, but during scheduled holiday breaks. Number 14, therefore, the petitioner requests that the court issues a temporary parenting plan that affords the party the respective scheduled parenting time with the minor children on a temporary basis. The petitioner requests that the temporary parenting plan also include a plan that addresses how the parties shall split time with the minor children during upcoming holidays and academic breaks. Number 15, the petitioner asserts that the respondent is a good father, yet she desires for him to share in the expenses for their children. The petitioner believes that the court intervention is necessary to get financial support from the minor children from the respondent. Kandi, I'm going to need you to be fucking for real and stop trying to not hurt this man's feelings, because you just laid it out for all to see that not only does he not support his children financially, he's not a present father. According to you, he's only helping with their bedtime routine and driving them to school and basketball practice, and that's not even on a consistent basis. You just said he missed their Christmas program at school, knowing that you weren't going to be there because you're on Broadway. So Todd has to pick a struggle in this fatherhood, because if he's not going to contribute financially because he feels like he wants you to spend your money because he is low key, high key jealous of you. So one of his ways of punishing you for being more successful than him is making you foot the bill for y'all kids. If he's not going to show up financially for them, he should not miss no extracurricular activities. He should be at every game. He should be at every play. Yes, he should be helping them with their bedtime routine, their morning routine. He should be driving them to school. He should be picking them up from school. Yeah, he should be very present. Number 16, the petitioner asserts that it would be in the best interest of the minor children for the court to schedule a hearing to address the issue of temporary child support and parenting time. The petitioner acknowledges that the parties have been committed in good faith to resolve all outstanding issues. The petitioner further reiterates her commitment to continue such negotiations, yet in the interim, she requests that the court schedule a hearing to hear arguments on the pending motion. And just like I expected, it's Todd that does not want to go quietly. He wants to make this as hard as possible for Kandi, which is why in this paragraph she's saying she's willing to continue to negotiate and she's been trying to get this resolved without the courts, but she think it's best they schedule a hearing, because if it's not you, it's who then? Yeah. Wherefore, petitioner respectfully requests that this honorable court, one, issue a rule nisi and schedule a hearing to hear the petitioner's motion. Two, issue a order directing the respondent to pay child support and share in the expenses of the minor children on a temporary basis. Three, issue a temporary order awarding the petitioner and respondent with parenting time with the minor children on a regular basis and major holidays. Four, issue a temporary order awarding the petitioner parenting time with the minor children during their upcoming spring break. And five, grant any other relief to the petitioner that is just and proper. And it was done this 6th day of February 2026, respectfully submitted by Kandi's attorneys. So I don't think anything that Kandi asks for is unreasonable. I see that she's still trying her best to remain amicable with Todd and have a good co-parenting relationship, but that can't happen if the other person is hell bent on not doing so. I believe Todd has always been jealous of Kandi, and I feel like he's always hinted at certain things. I don't even think he likes her at this point. From what I've heard in this motion, I don't think he's a present and a good dad. And I think he's trying to punish Kandi, and I think he just wants some money from her. And he also wants child support, which is why he's trying to go after custody of these kids, because that's going to be his moneymaker. And Kandi, if he wanted to, he would, ma'am. Take the gloves off. You don't have to be nasty, but please meet him exactly where he has you fucked up at. So that's all I have for this video. What do you guys think about all of this? Drop down in the comments and let me know below. Don't forget to smash that like button, and I'll see y'all in the next one.